Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Father, in the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We are the Israelites that the Bible speak of. We're out here to prophesy against this wicked nation called America and all the associated countries. But more importantly, we're out here to wake up the 12 tribes of the lost sheep of Israel, the sons of Jacob, God's chosen people, you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
That's right.
All praises to the Most High. Hebrews 12, 1 and 2, and Yochanan, can you get 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 15?
Hebrews 12, 1 through 2. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let's lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us.
See, we're the ones that was under that cloud of witnesses with Moses in the wilderness. But Yahushua, we were under that cloud of him. He was that rock that we were under.
Read. That's right.
And let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith.
Because he is the one that started this place, and he's the one that's going to finish this place. He's the one that created the heavens and the earth.
Read.
Who for joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God.
So Yahushua is seated at the right hand of God. And this is who's doing all these things in the world now. This is why the floods are going to continue. This is who's doing those earthquakes. This is who's doing the tsunamis. This is Yahushua. He's seated on the right hand of God, and he's doing all these things. Because Christ said, my Father is always working, and I too must work. He's working up there in that spiritual realm where people don't see him.
Go ahead.
Huh. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verses 1 through 15. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea.
Go ahead.
And all, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink.
So this is hold on. This is Apostle Paul talking about the same thing, how we were all under that cloud, and we were all baptized under Christ. And this is about that rock. This is the rock, he said, that's going to make people stumble. This is that rock that's going to make people fall. Read on.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our example, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play.
Hold up. And now, this is talking about in the wilderness when they tempted Moses. This is talking about how when Moses went to get the laws, statutes, and commandments on Mount Sinai, our people got into idolatry. They started building golden calves. They started doing everything contrary to the scriptures. He said that the people rose up and they went out to play. And this is why we're in this boat today. This is the only reason we're in subjection to all you other people now, because we didn't want to listen to Moses on Mount Sinai and Horeb.
Read on.
Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000.
So the Most High, see, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. You see what he did to our people in the wilderness. So what do people think here that don't have any reverence for the Most High God? What do all these people think is going to happen to them? The ones that don't care about him at all. Look at what he did to his own people back in these days, and what he continues to do even today to the people that don't want to come back to the laws. Read on.
Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured.
And some of them all went behind Moses' back and was talking behind Moses' back. And the Most High, he hears everything. He sees all and knows all. When they murmured in the wilderness, he punished our people for murmuring and for doing all that idolatry. Read on.
And were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come.
And see, all these things are written for a warning for our people not to do this stuff again. This is why he said all these things are written aforetime. All these things are written for our learning, for those, so that we, through patience of the scriptures, might have hope. This is why we have this hope, because he left off. This is the records that he left for us. This is why we have this hope, because we know we haven't seen Yahushua come yet, but we know he's coming in the clouds. We know he's on his way. Read on.
Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
And anybody that thinketh they got it all together, he said, you better think again, lest you fall. See, this is a race we have to continue on to the finish line. We have to keep running this race. We can't waver and stop halfway through the race. We got to continue this race to the end. Read on.
There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape.
And he's always going to give us a way to escape the temptations. He won't give us more than we can handle. The Most High is so merciful with his people. He knows how much to give us, but he won't give you more than you can handle. Read on.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
And this is what he wants us to do, turn from all this idolatry. The idolatry is what got us in trouble in the first place. All the idolatry and going against the Most High God's laws. This is what did it to us in the first place. Galatians 6, 1 through 5. That's the end of that?
Verse 15. Verse 15. I speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say.
So he wants us to take heed. He wants us to hearken to his voice.
That's right.
His voice is in this right now. This is the voice of the Most High, the scriptures, because Christ is seated on the right hand of God. They're up there in the spiritual world. This is why he said we have to take heed to the voice by listening to the word of God. Galatians 6, 1 through 5.
Galatians 6, 1 through 5. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Yahushua.
And this is what we have to do as the body, in the body. We have to bear one another's burdens.
Right.
If a brother is going through something, we have to be there to support that brother. If a sister is going through something, we have to be there to support that sister. We have to bear one another's burdens, and then we're fulfilling the laws of Christ. This is what he said. Read.
For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another.
So we don't have to worry about trying to exalt ourselves, because if we think ourselves to be something when we're really nothing, the Most High said we better think again. This is what the Most High said. He said we need to do what he says, and then he'll be the one that's rejoicing. The angels rejoice of what we're doing out here. He wants us to keep these laws, and then they're rejoicing up in the heavens. We don't have to worry about what man thinks. We're supposed to do it for the Most High God.
That's right.
For every man shall bear his own burden.
Because every man has to bear his own burdens. Every man has to do it because of the fear of the Most High. He said you have to reach for your own salvation with fear and trembling. This is what he wants us to do. Read. Go to Psalms 144, 1 through 5, I believe, or 1 through 8. Psalms 144.
Psalms 144 and verse 1. 1 through 8. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him.
See, we're going to always put our trust in the Most High God, who is our refuge, our strength, and our fortress. We're going to always put our trust in him.
That's
see, man disappoints. But see, the Most High God, he doesn't change. He says, I am the Lord thy God. I change not. He doesn't change. Yahushua is the same yesterday, today, and forever. But all the people in this society, they like to disappoint by always lying and dissimulate at the lips, telling all these lies every day, all this guile and all this deceit. Read.
Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away.
See, God said man's life is like a shadow, and it's like vanity, because if you're only here for a while, he already knows. Those bounds that people have here, those bounds you're not going to pass. He's already got everybody's bounds that they're not going to pass. Read.
Bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they shall smoke.
And the Most High, he's touching the powerful mountains, all these powerful nations. He's bringing them down now. This is what he's talking about in this passage. He's touching the mountains. Mountains represent power.
That's right.
And that represents nations. And he's bringing them all down. This is what Yahushua is doing. Read.
Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them.
And he's going to destroy all his adversaries. The Most High, he's got everything documented in these holy scriptures, and people can hate this all they want. And he said, that's why he said in Thessalonians, those that despise, you're not despising no man. You're despising God that gives us his Holy Spirit. That's who you're despising. Read.
Send thine hand from above, rid me, and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children.
And he's going to rid us out of all this ideology, all these strange waters, all these doctrines our people have been dealing with. He's going to deliver us out of all these strange waters. He's doing it now. He's bringing the ones that are appointed to salvation back to the law, statutes, and commandments. He's doing that. He's going to do what he said. Read.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood.
Because he knows about all this vanity that people are doing and using in this society, and he knows about all this falsehood. He knows about the lies that people are doing. Read. Go on. Keep going.
I will sing a new song unto thee, O God, upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings, will I sing praises unto thee.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to sing a new song. We're going to sing that song of Moses. That's the song we're going to sing. We're going to sing that song that Moses told us to sing from the foundation of the world. We're going to singing the song is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
That's singing the song.
That's right.
Read on. Go ahead.
It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword.
And see, he's going to deliver us from these hurtful people, because he said the wicked is his sword. He's been using the wicked as his sword. It says that in the book of Psalms too, how the wicked is his sword. But he's going to deliver his people from that sword. But the ones that stuff happens to, that's because they won't come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. But he said his people, he's going to be their shield and their buckler, their fortress and their refuge. This is what he promised. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I will rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace.
And see, we're going to continue to do what God says in this Bible. See, the thing is, Christ said, wake up, sleepers, and arise from the dead, and Christ will give thee light. See, we were once and sometimes in that darkness, but now we're light in the Lord.
That's
so
right.
we're going to walk as children that belong to the light. That's what we're going to do. Isaiah 8 and 20. Let's see. We're going to get into the light. We're going to get into a little bit of this light. Isaiah 8 and 20.
Isaiah 8 verse 20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
See, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to God's words, it's because there is no light in them. See, a lot of people, they like to go with the imaginations of their own evil hearts. But that's not light. Christ says there is no light in those people that do all these things. Romans 3. Romans 3, start at verse 1. Oh, you can get it. Romans 3, verse 1.
This way. Romans 3. Slocky. This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, and verse 1.
Yeah.
What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision?
So now this is Apostle Paul. He's saying, what advantage is it for us for being a Jew, and what profit is there of circumcision? Being separated, being set apart for God. He gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments, being set apart. He said, what advantage is there of being this? Read on.
Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
This is the reason, because we were the ones given the oracles of God through Moses on Mount Sinai and Horeb. He didn't give this to no one else. This is why this whole place is falling apart now. He declares the end from the beginning, and his counsel is going to stand, whether people like it or not. This is why this whole place is falling apart. Read on.
For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So what if some people don't believe that we're the people of God? Because a lot of people, they think, oh, they want to just call us proverbs and bywords and call us all these different titles. This is what a lot of people do. You don't want to believe that we're the chosen people of God. Read on.
God forbid. Yea, let God be true.
But see, God is going to stand true. Read.
But every man a liar.
But all these other people in this society, you're going to be found liars. This is what he said. You're going to be found liars because he chose a group from the foundation of the world, and that's not going to change. Is that it?
As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Because we're going to be justified in our sayings because we're not going with our sayings. We're going with what saith the Most High God. This is why we're going to be justified in our sayings. So we're going to always speak the oracles of God. We're not going to go with the imaginations of our heart. We're going to go with what God says.
This is the book of Romans chapter 4 and verse 3. For what saith the scripture? Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness.
See, Abraham, he believed God, and he kept God's laws. And this is why he was imputed for righteousness, because he kept God's laws.
That's right. Now to him that worketh is the reward not reckoned of grace, but of debt. But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness.
And see, that was righteous Abraham. This is why he was imputed for righteousness, because he kept all the law, statutes, and commandments. This is the reason. And see, that covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it's not going to change. You can't disannul or you can't add to this Bible. Everything that he said in here, this is what it is. You can't add or delete. This is what it is. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Brother Isaiah here.